Kia ora, hello, welcome from New Zealand. Come with me today in this video as we explore Coal Creek Falls. Well, since this is my first vlog, I should start off with a brief who I am, I guess. My name's Wayne and I'm a landscape photographer who lives in the South Island of New Zealand. Landscape photography isn't my full-time job. I'm a graphic designer, but landscape is certainly my passion and my love, and photography is certainly my passion and my love. I've been a photographer for about 32, 33 years, and I guess this year I've decided for some reason to vlog, carrying all this extra equipment around. Kind of got to start to ask myself why, but I guess I've been influenced by a lot of other vloggers, and I suppose I've seen a lot of different ones, a lot of good ones, but also a lot of fairly average ones, and I guess part of me thought, well, hey, I can do that, and why not? A couple of reasons, I suppose, why I haven't vlogged previously is, firstly, it's only really been this year that I've been able to get back into photography, because really for the past 25 years I've lived with some chronic pain. I've had bad ankles. I've had one ankle that was fused 25 years ago, and it's only last year that I had the second ankle fused, which has meant that I'm now fairly pain-free. So before, when I'd go out, I'd still go out and take photos, but I'd be in a lot of pain and hobbling around by the end of it, and that no longer happens. Yay. So I suppose I'm a bit freer in terms of being able to vlog. And secondly, I suppose I've never really considered myself a video guy. I've always been a stills photographer, but hey, old dog, new tricks and all that, why not? So I've come down to the edge of the river, or edge of the creek, and for my first shot of the day I'm going to take a photo of this fallen log that has ended up with a lovely diagonal line in the creek. I'll take some video on the camera itself just to show you what I'm seeing. Today I'm using the EM1. It's a micro four thirds camera. It's my main digital camera. Yes, I know it's micro four thirds, and yes, I know I'm a landscape photographer, but don't believe anything they tell you about micro four thirds not being suitable for landscapes. I don't print 60 by 40 inch prints. I'm just looking at A3 size prints at the most, and for the web and for my blogs. So really, micro 4/3 is more than enough for anything like that. And if I want to go big, trust me, I can. I have printed billboards with the EM1 combination micro 4/3 sensor. It's not a problem. So I'll run you through the settings. They're fairly basic. I've got a polarizer on just to cut down some of the glare in the water, although I still want the reflection, and that's giving me that. I'm on f5.6 because with micro 4/3 you can double the aperture value to get an equivalent depth of field. So 5.6 is about an f11 on a 35mm camera, and that's more than enough. So 5.6 is giving me a shutter speed of about 1/4 of a second, and that's just allowing me some movement in the water as the foam just cruises through the scene. So we'll try that, we'll have a look and we'll see what we get. That's not bad, I quite like the shot, but what I'd actually like to do is slow down that movement in the water even more. So what I've put on now is a variable ND filter, so I can dial in the level of ND, neutral density, I want to slow that shutter speed down even more. So I've actually dialed it in for about 3 seconds. And so we'll take that, we'll have a look, and we'll see the difference between about 1/3 of a second and 3 seconds, and what that does to just create that flow and that movement in the water. Since this is my first vlog, I'm not really expecting an epic masterpiece on the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings scale. However, having said that, I'm in a fairly epic location. Coal Creek Falls is one of my favourite walks, and it's literally only 10 minutes from my back doorstep, so I'm pretty lucky. It's gorgeous New Zealand native rainforest here on the coast. We get a little bit of rain from time to time. In fact, it was chucking it down overnight, but fortunately this morning is clear. It's set to clear even more, although I'm hoping that that'll hold off, because I really want to get the waterfall, which is the end result of all this, in as low a light or as overcast a light as I possibly can. I've been here twice in the last 2 or 3 weeks, firstly in the morning on a really bright day, and you get some pretty harsh reflections on the water, and then in the evening where unfortunately, because of the low evening light, the same sort of thing was happening. And also unfortunately, it's a fairly popular spot with tourists, not surprisingly. So in the evening there's quite a few people around, and in fact it's late summer over here at the moment, and people like to swim in the creek by the waterfall, which kind of ruins the majestic waterfall shot for a landscape photographer. So I've come back today fairly early morning. It's just gone past 7. The sun was due to rise about now, and it kind of is, but as I said, I'm hoping that it will stay away for a bit, and the clouds will stay, and we'll get some nice overcast conditions for a spectacular waterfall shot. Okay, well I've set myself up with a composition I like, but really I'm being dictated to a little bit by the weather, by the light. As I said right at the start, I'd prefer it if it was really overcast, but it's kind of not. It's pretty bright. I spin you around. The sun is coming up right over the waterfall. I'll just take a shot because it's creating some quite nice misty light. But it's pretty difficult in terms of the bright highlights and the deep shadows. It's tricky lighting. And I'm also once again using the variable ND filter and just playing around with that to see if I can get various shutter speeds ranging from a quarter of a second down to a couple of seconds. So I'll play around with that and I'll put them up and see what you think. Bit of a newbie mistake. The microphone seems to have come unhinged from the camera. So what I was saying here was that one of the other better compositions of the falls is actually out in the creek itself. But I was a bit nervous about going out there because I've actually been out there once before a couple of years ago and I fell in and completely destroyed a Canon EOS 5D with a Canon 24-105L lens. So I wasn't that thrilled about going out there, but I'd bought my gumboots and I'd put them on for that very reason. So I was going to take my life and my equipment into my hands and go out into the creek itself, out there. Yep, that's me pointing out there, and hopefully not fall over this time and get the composition that I want. Let's see how that works. Phew, well as you can see I did make it out in one piece, and here's the camera set up on the tripod as a vertical shot, but I also shot horizontally, and so let's have a look and see what that resulting image looks like. So that was Coal Creek Falls on the beautiful west coast of the South Island of New Zealand, where I live, where I'm lucky enough to live. I'm going this year to be taking you around the west coast of the South Island and maybe venture to other places, but largely I'll be shooting in my own back door where I live and work, and I'll bring you with me and you'll get to see some of the beauty of the landscape that we have here on the South Island. If that's something that interests you, then please come back next time, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and most importantly hit that little bell icon, because when you do, of course, you know that means that you'll be notified the next time I'm crazy enough to put a vlog together. So please like and subscribe and comment below, and I'll see you next time. Haere from New Zealand. Bye. I love being a wildlife photographer and being out in nature. Just listen to that. Isn't that beautiful?